This is the somewhat non-obvious method for generating an API key for D4h. When you're signed in within D4h, click on this icon up here, and then manage your D4h account. This will load a new tab. From here, you again click on this icon up in the corner, and then personal access tokens right here. This will list any API keys that you have created. I'm going to create a new one now. And click Create Token. Give it a name. Ideally a name that'll remind you of what this one is for. For example, sync with SCA. Give it an expiry date if you want to. I'm going to use never expires because I'm lazy. And then check personnel training and equipment management incident reporting. Create token. It will then give you this personal access token. It's fairly long. Just copy the whole thing and store that somewhere. You'll need it for the next step. All right, having created that access token in D4h, we're now ready to set up the sync in SCA D4h. So load up the main program here, go to Edit, D4h Connection Settings. This will bring up a new window here. The first thing we need to enter is your D4h access key. I'm going to paste it there. And then hit Test Key. When you do that, it'll send a message back and forth with D4h to confirm the key is valid and to find out which teams your account is associated with. In this case, Campbell River Search and Rescue and the testing account. So I'm going to use the testing account for the demo. You'll probably only have one option in that box, but there will be some people who are members of more than one team. So make sure you select the correct one there. Next, we're going to go to the Personnel tab at the top. Take a second or two to load. The first and most important thing here is this tick box at the top, regularly retrieve personnel from D4h. I'm going to check that. With that checked, every time SAR Command Assist loads, it will go to D4h if available, if we've got an internet connection, and it'll pull all the members and all their qualifications from D4h and just keep them refreshed in SAR Command Assist. It is worth noting that is a one-way link, so we're getting information from D4h into SAR Command Assist. Nothing you do in SAR Command Assist will go back into D4h for personnel. There's another section here where you can map qualifications. If you're in British Columbia, that should be taken care of for you. I've got it all set up to use the provincial qualifications, but if you're outside of that jurisdiction or you want to just do your own thing, by all means, go ahead and pick whichever or however many D4h qualifications correspond to one SAR Command Assist qualification. So get that all set up as you need to, and then hit save. So now, as it is, next time I open SAR Command Assist, it'll pull all of our members in, but we're impatient, so let's go to Edit and Personnel. And this D4h Sync menu item here, that will only be available if you've connected with a D4h API key, but we have, so it's there. And we're going to just hit this Resync from D4h button. Yes. It's now going to go to D4h, collect all that member information, all their qualifications, and come back in. Great. So it's added a whole bunch of people. I can see them all there, and I'm just going to scroll down to this Dylan guy, and you can see it's pulled in qualifications, and it's pulled in whatever information happened to be in D4h. It's not much there because it's a test account, but you should be able to pull in things like the emergency contact, phone numbers, email addresses, all that kind of stuff. It is worth noting that if you've got anyone in here that you've added manually, say members from a nearby SAR team or police of jurisdiction or someone like that, it won't affect those. It's just going to look for anyone whose email address matches someone in your D4h account and it will connect those together automatically. But if the email addresses don't match, it's just going to leave them alone. It's not going to adjust them or modify them in any way. So don't worry about that. As I say, it'll trigger every time the program opens or when you do this resync option here. Hopefully you find that helpful.